This event was organized by Front Spot community. So we have our Instagram with a lot of news. We have our YouTube channel that you can find there, Front Spot Global. And so please join our community, participate in it, so you can follow us and see much more events that we have. George,
hello guys.
Will save me. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the CEO of ScootAPI company. We're doing the software for the e-scooters. We're launching the businesses in different locations in South America, in Bali, in European countries. This is the business side. Also, I'm traveling on my van. I have a van and I travel with my family around Europe. I also have a small daughter. She is 1 year old and we are expecting the second daughter in 1 month. So, and we are planning to travel in Scandinavian countries once we get the second baby. This is going to be the new experience for us. And my life has been like this action style life. I travel in more than 50 countries around the world. I used to live in United States, in New York City. I was doing the work of rickshaw. Does anybody know who rickshaw is? So I had a bicycle and I was selling my service to get from point A to point B in Manhattan. So I already know Manhattan by my mind, and like hopefully I come there again and we'll have enough money to hire the rickshaw, because that was an expensive pleasure for the tourists. And that gave me the opportunity to travel around the US. So this is a quick introduction. So thank you for your attention. I'm really glad that you come to see me today. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's start. First of all, I want to hear more about your business, about ScootAPI. So can you tell more how you actually make it?
Yeah, so it was an idea that I got from South Park TV series when the kids begin to use sharing e-scooters to gather more candies from like the neighborhood. I understand that something big happened in United States. I Googled it and I found out that 2 companies raised rounds of 400 millions, which is quite a big sum. Then begin to move quickly. I was the quick follower. I created the first sharing scooter in Belarus and begin to pitch my idea to open up the sharing in Minsk. People did not give me money, and that was a blessing for me. Because if they would give me money, I would be stuck in Minsk right now with a bunch of scooters, and like I wouldn't have the platform today. So I use the creative imagination. How can I make this business with lower amount of money? I found only $20,000 at the beginning. So I understand that in Belarus we have a very good software engineers, and this is our like the resource, national gold. So I changed my idea from making the sharing scooters in Minsk by making a platform for entrepreneurs like me who need money to build the software, and that worked. The first product I was doing on the Telegram bot. So I built a small Telegram bot. I put 4 scooters in front of a cafe. I was sitting inside looking for the people who come to see the sharing e-scooters. They were writing me a message in Telegram and I was pushing a button to activate the scooter. And they were thinking that, wow, it's like a sharing by Telegram. If something doesn't work, I jump out of the cafe and begin to talk with them. Like, hey guys, like come here, I will explain you how this works. And offer them a free ride for the video that they will explain their experience. For instance, they go, they ride, they come back, and they tell me their emotions. So that's basically how I started the company.
Cool, very interesting. And you say that you're not working only in Belarus, so as I understand in other countries. So how many countries, how many users right now do you have? So can you share this?
So we count an e-scooters connected to our platform. Right now it's 3,500 scooters. We work in Bolivia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Indonesia, Czechia, and for now that's it. We left Russia and Belarus for the political reasons, so we just stopped the operation there.
Cool. Okay, and one thing more. So, as I know, you're also a founder of I Can Help portal.
Yes.
So, how this amazing idea come to your head and how you realize it?
Yeah, that was the biggest project that I have the privilege to lead at the first stage. So, when the war began, we gather the ScootAPI team and we're thinking how to attack Russia. We were thinking like, let's do a DDoS attacks, or like let's do something bad for their propaganda machine. And we were throwing ideas, what would work, and then we find somebody invite to our call 2 guys that have an idea to create a platform where Ukrainian people can find a home in Europe or around the world. Because a lot of Ukrainians, they were escaping the war, and a lot of Europeans and a lot of people from the United States, they offered their house for the temporal stay. It's like a couch surfing for the refugees. And so we begin to move quickly. We contacted Pavel Liber and asked him for the source code of BuyMapka. BuyMapka has the same functionalities that we needed. So he gave us the source code. We created a logo. We created we need to do the front end from the scratch. We gather a lot of engineers and a lot of big team of moderators, and in a peak states it was like more than 1,000 applications over the day. And so these people need to read all this application and decide what to put on the map, which is safe for the refugees and which is not. It was quite difficult. We were criticized so that we are not safe enough. That's why we make a verification over the passport. So at the latest stage of the project, to become a host, you need to scan your passport and scan your face. Like in crypto projects, you verify yourself. So after 2.5 months, we attach this to a platform and it's begin to be more safe.
Okay, is it still working?
Yeah, it's still active right now. It's another CEO. So this project is, let's say, it slowed down significantly because less people want to offer the hosting services, and so it's not so actual anymore.
Okay. So I think you have a very big team because at least 2 projects with a lot of users and so on, a lot of moderators. So how you're working with them? How they stay still motivated to work? So how you control, because they all, as I understand, working remotely. They are not in one office. Am I right?
Yes, in I Can Help Host, that was the biggest challenge. So at the first days of the war, at the first months, I would say, everybody was super high motivated, just give me a task and I'll do it. And we have a big list of developers, front-end developers, moderators. Just need the time to get to meet a person and understand what does this person can do, because it's not enough attention to each of the person to give a task. So that was a high motivation. Then motivation drops. After 2-3 months, people begin to get tired and begin to escape the project. And that was a difficult moment when we struggle to update it constantly. And right now there is a small team around 15 to 20 people right now on the project, but it was around 150 in the peak times.
20 is not a small team.
Well,
it's actually a lot of people that need to be managed. And,
it's all in comparison.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Very nice to hear about your business. Very interesting. But you like to travel. So can you explain why you like to travel? What you like more about traveling?
Yeah, so as many people, I like to travel because there is a lot of new information coming into my brain, and this is the fun way to develop myself, to get new knowledge installed in myself. So yeah, the travel is a very good self-development tool, in my opinion.
Okay, and do you remember the day when you decide, okay, it's a good time, so I will travel and work remotely?
So it's not like that. It's I just did it once, did it twice, and when I did it like tens of times, then it became who I am. Like you get there slowly, like by first, second, third attempt. And sometimes it was troubles because I cannot find an internet and I have to do an urgent task and people get upset because I didn't do them. But like at the end, it turned out to be not so urgent and it could be done a little bit later when I found a Wi-Fi. So I don't remember something like very critical that was delayed by the travel that hurt the project significantly. So in my approach, I do everything I can if I can do it right now. So if I cannot do it right now, when I have the chance to do even a small step towards it, I do it. And that helps me to manage the tasks. Also, there is an important topics of priorities, but I think that's another topic.
As I remember, months ago, you were traveling to Iceland.
Iceland, right.
So actually they have not very good internet, so sometimes, but mostly okay. And so you have sometimes urgent case, maybe server is down or I don't know, or someone decide to leave the company. How you manage this situation? Or maybe you need to talk with some, urgently need to talk with customer. So how you manage it?
Okay, so I hire people who does not need to be managed. So if the person needs me to tell what to do, so I try to hire another person that will tell me what to do. Like that will tell me how can I help him to do his job better. And when you have a team of such a people, you don't need to manage them because they manage by themselves. What I do the roadmaps. I create a roadmap for the quarter. This is the list of all features that we are going to develop, and this is the direction with priorities, what we're going to do in these 3 months. And so developers know the directions, they know the annual goals, and if something happened, they manage it by themselves. Like if they need my help, so they type me, and usually once I have a chance to do even a small step toward achieving the goal that they set to myself, I do it.
So in general, you set the clear goals and not the task itself to your team, and they actually sometimes guide you, not you guide them. Very interesting. Okay. And more about the traveling. So do you have vacations like we all have when we don't work on the vacation?
Vacation when we don't work on the vacation? I can remember in Zanzibar, there was really bad internet. So that was a real vacation without any job.
Okay, it's very interesting. Thank you. So I also know that you are a fan of wakeboard. So what is it? So how it's working?
Yeah, it's like a snowboarding, but on the water. It's better than the snowboarding because when you fell on ice, it really hurts. But when you fell on water, it's okay. So you can manage that. So I recommend everyone, if you have a chance to try a wakeboard, because it's fun and it's not so painful as a snowboard.
What is the best place for wakeboard?
I would say Thai Wake Park. This is where the best guys train.
This is for start, or this is for already professional guys?
There is.
Is it Warsaw or in some other country?
Like I live in Krakow. I know 2 spots in Krakow. There is one in the city and one outside of the city. They're quite good. But the question was about the best. So I remember this Thai Wake Park. And I remember my progress when I was riding there for 2 weeks. I got the progress more than like in 2 years when I was riding in the home spots where there is a guys in the same level as myself. So I don't try as hard as I was trying there, because I was looking at people who do some crazy stuff and I want to do that as well. And somehow it got me better, but just watching at them and try to do what they do.
You know what is Vipassana meditation?
Yes.
So you are, how it's right to say, you a licensed meditator, or how it's right to say?
Well, it's not, they don't give you a license, but in order to learn how to meditate by Vipassana technique, you need to complete the 10-day course in silence meditating. For me, it was a challenge. Could I be 10 days without talking? But at the end of this meditation course, I understand that the challenge was not about talking. The challenge was how to save that new state of mind that I developed in this place. Because when I begin to talk, I begin to lose it. The distractions somehow get it done. If you are interested, I could talk a little bit more, because I really think that this is remarkable experience.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And what is meditation itself? When I play PlayStation, is it a meditation?
No, it's a fun time.
Because I'm not talking, yeah.
So when you meditate by Vipassana technique, you go in by special vision from the head to your heels, and you sensate every beat of your body. And by concentrating the mind on the every beat of your body, I begin to understand how do I react to sensations that is happening every day in my body. And I get a second of time to think before I respond to sensation in my body. And this is valuable. This is valuable when, for instance, some person is yelling at you and you feel a burning sensation in your chest. And if you react to that, so you're gonna yell in response. But if you have this 1 second to think and to choose whether to yell or stay calm and ignore the sensations that is going on in your body, this is valuable. I see that you understand me.
I do meditate, so I can relate to it.
Yeah, so I highly recommend to everyone do it. Here in Poland, there is a good center of Vipassana meditation. Once you know how to do this technique, it's hard to describe, because it's like describing the smell of rose for someone who doesn't smell a rose. So once you do it, you know it. So if you have a chance, do it. I highly recommend.
And how to find this center, these people?
So you just Google Vipassana Center in Poland and you get the web page. You need to register online in advance, because usually all the places are taken, and so you need to book it in advance, months or 2 or 3, or sometimes it's half a year. It depends on how many people already book a seat.
And as I understand, it's actually free, but
yes, It's free. It's totally free. At the end of the course, you make a donation, whatever you like. You can donate €1 or you can donate like €200. They tell the average cost for the student. So you have the idea of how much does it cost them to provide you such an experience. And if you have such a money, so you can donate. I usually donate more because I can. And I know that this is a good activity to support.
And how is Vipassana different from any other places where you can meditate, like Buddhist meditations or any other?
So they have well-designed course over the 10 days. You woke up at 4 o'clock and from 4:30 you begin to meditate. And meditation is from 1 hour to 2 hours in different lengths. Over the day you meditate, I calculate 11 hours of meditation. And this is like a system that they were doing with many people, many times in different countries. And when it's a system, when it's tested and it's given the result for people who like doing it, then it could scale what just happened, because it come from Burma and it spread around the world of people who were meditating there and then bring this system to their country and open up the societies. How is that different? Like in other meditations, I was concentrating on some simple matter. For instance, your breath, or some kind of an image of Jesus, or or you talk about the gratitude. They all work, they all bring the good result, but Vipassana meditation is going deeper into giving this 1 second. This is a very important second. So I can describe as good as I can. So.
Okay, thank you for the question. And finally, so my last question. Do you have any interesting story about how you work remotely? So anything that was really memorizable?
Well, we were in France, and in south of France, they have the big fields of grape, and it's very tasty, juicy. And so we were stopping in the field and taking a little bit of grapes. It's a little bit of stealing, but we think it's okay. So once we stop and we go into the field, and we saw somebody in the distance that was walking nearby the field, and then the client important called me, and I had to respond to him, and basically we were kind of stealing the grapes, and at the same time I had to talk really quietly to him, but do not let him understand that something is fishy going on. But we talked, it was okay. It was a little bit emotional for me. That's why it may be remarkable.
So I know you practice
mnemonics.
Mnemonics,
Okay.
yeah, work with the memory. So you say that you can say a lot of numbers after the quota for P. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let me first share for the all.
Does anybody know P? What is mnemonic are? Yeah? It's a technique that allows human brain to remember a big part of data. It could be numbers, it could be words, it could be like anything. With the right system that you create in your brain, you can remember way more than you usually do. And maybe you saw a TV series Sherlock Holmes with Cumberbatch. Yeah. So there was a series when they broke into the Moriarty's castle, let's call it like that, and go into the room where it's supposed to be all the information hidden. But it was empty, and it turned out to be that all the information is inside of his head with so-called like a memory castle. So I have a room, not a castle, but let's try to see how does it work.
Okay, let's start. How many numbers can you name?
100.
Let's start from 50.
Okay.
20?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So the P.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's 3, 14, 15, 92, 65, 35, 89, 79, 32, 38, 46, 26, 43, 38, 32, 79, 50, 28, 84, 1971, 69, 39, 93, 75, 10, 58, 20, 97, 49, 44.
It's enough. It's already 50.
23.
Wow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we can drink a little bit of water, and then we're gonna do a workshop because today I would like to share some like practical stuff that you can use in your day-to-day life by like having a better life. So please drink something, but do not eat, because when we eat, we begin to digest, and some power from our brain goes to a stomach, but we want our power into the brain. So yeah, 5 minutes, please come back.
And we need cookies to another event.
Yeah.